Welcome to SCC Presents. I am your host, Melody Callihan. Joining me in the studio today, I have Miss Kaitlin Nobles. She is our lead instructor with our Medical Office Administration program, and we've got some great information to share with you today, so I'm so glad that you decided to join us. Good. Hi, Kaitlin. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for hanging out with me in the studio today.
Thanks for having me.
You are one of our newest faculty members,
Yes.
and you are the lead instructor with the Medical Office Administration program and the Office Administration program. There's a little bit of a difference there that we're going to talk about, but first I'd like for you to just introduce yourself to everyone.
Okay.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so like you said, I'm Kaitlin Nobles, the Medical Office Administration instructor. I have been here since June, so I've been here for about 6 months, and I've really enjoyed it so far. Everyone has been really friendly. They've really helped me with all the questions, the many questions that I've had, and so I've really enjoyed it. A little background, as we were talking earlier, was that when I was younger, I really wanted to be a teacher. As I got older, I got interested in the medical field, which led me to have experience in an orthodontist office as well as substitute teaching. And so I think that both of those have really prepared me, for this program. And as we talked earlier, I am a SCC graduate.
Yes, you are.
Which is very exciting. And more recently, I completed my bachelor's degree in healthcare administration.
Very nice. So you graduated from Southeastern in 2018.
2018.
So you're one of our recent graduates, and you
Yes.
graduated from this program, Medical Office.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, what made you decide to return to Southeastern as a faculty member?
Well, while I was here at Southeastern, all the instructors were very friendly. I enjoyed the campus. I really enjoyed, everything about it. And so when I saw the opportunity to come back, I was very excited to be able to come back as an instructor and to be able to serve, the students and the community, as they did me.
And like you said, with your background, with your experience, you've got experience in a medical setting as well as teaching. So those two areas just kind of married together, and here we are.
Right.
Now, Medical Office Administration, those are two separate programs, right? We've got Medical Office Administration, and then we have Office Administration.
Yes.
Tell me about those two programs and what the difference is between them.
Okay, so the Medical Office Administration program, that would be for students who are interested in working in a medical office, dental office, doctor's office, hospital, things of that nature. The Office Administration, we have the customer service track, and then we have the legal track. So students who are more interested in working in a legal office or just in customer service, those students would go for the Office Administration.
Now, when you say customer service track and a legal track, explain what that means.
So the legal track, if you want to work in a lawyer's office, we go over legal terms, all the different things you would need for that. With the customer service, you need customer service, in anything you do now. So if they just wanted to work in some type of general office, they could focus on the customer service track.
So it's all, their degree will still be in Office Administration. It's basically just two different avenues that the student has to choose from.
Right.
So along with the regular required courses, there are other courses that may be required as related to the legal field or customer service.
Right.
Now with the Medical Office Administration, that is simply a medical emphasis. Talk with me about that.
So the Medical Office Administration, we focus on courses such as medical terminology, medical legal issues. We focus on coding, it's very important. Focus on medical auditing, the medical billing and insurance. We focus on all that throughout, and that really helps prepare the students to work in those different types of offices. They can work in the hospital, insurance companies. There's just a really, they have a really big opportunity to go out with that.
Well, with billing and coding, that is a very important position
Right.
to have, especially obviously in a healthcare facility.
Right.
Now, there are different types of certifications that are available throughout the program, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about those.
Okay, the main certification is a Certified Professional Coder. We work to prepare the students throughout the whole program for that, but then the last semester we have a course that focuses just on preparing them to sit for that exam. And we sign them up to become the AAPC members, and then we sign them up to sit for the exam. They normally take that right after graduation. One thing good about that is they do have 2 attempts on the exam in case they do need that. It consists of about 150 multiple choice questions, And once they pass that exam, it's a really great credential to add to their resume.
And you said that was a AAPC membership?
Yes, the American Association of Professional Coders.
Got it. And so the fees, it's important to note that the fees for the exam or exam certifications and any fees or registration costs that may be related to this membership, all of that's covered and it's attached to the class. So whenever the student pays for the class, pays their tuition, it's like a one-stop shop. There's no time throughout the semester or throughout the program that the student will have to worry about coming up with additional funds to cover these fees and certifications.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, also in the program, there are opportunities. It's a very hands-on program, as are a lot of our technical programs.
Right.
But there are opportunities for work-based learning. Some folks may remember these. We used to refer to them as co-ops, but it's basically where our students are able to go into a medical setting, right, and get some hands-on training. So talk with me about those opportunities.
Yes, that's a really good opportunity for our students. We focus on that in the last semester of the program, and they're at those different sites throughout that last semester. One, they can work in whatever kind of office they would like. We try to place them in those, and one big place we're looking at is the hospital, if they're interested in doing that. And that really prepares them. They get an idea of the type of office they could work in. They get an idea of what they would be doing throughout the day. And I actually, when I was a student here, I did my internship at the office. I ended up working at that office, afterwards. So it really is a great opportunity for the students to help them get their foot in the door, and they could end up being employees there after they graduate.
Right, and establishing those working relationships, and of course the experience that they would gain from that. At what point in the program do students start participating in the work-based learning?
The work-based is normally in the last semester, and they are in those offices throughout the semester. We talk about it beforehand. That's where our advisory committee comes in. It's very important. Our board members, we talk with them and try to see what they, with our program, what's going good, classes that we may need to change, or classes that are going good. And those relationships with those partners is really important for the program.
Right, and for folks that don't know, our business and technical programs, they have annual meetings, but of course you have meetings all throughout the year, but there is one big annual meeting with your advisory committee. And like you said, that's a very important role, because we do need that feedback, because we want to make sure that our students are employable and that we are meeting the needs of business and industry. So the advisory board may consist of different members from different areas of the medical field, and you may reach out to them throughout the year for feedback. Anytime you may be making program changes, we really depend on those board members to give us that honest feedback, because we want to make sure that we are meeting the needs of our students and the employers.
Right, yes, that is very important.
So the board members that you have, you had mentioned that Columbus Regional, that is one of the biggest employers here in Columbus County.
Right.
So they do hire a lot of our graduates.
Yes.
And what are some of the positions that may be at the hospital that some of our graduates would be qualified for?
Right. The hospital, would be a great place for them to work at. They could work in the registrar's office. They could work in the billing and coding. There's, a couple of different places they could work at. And recently I have talked with some of the people at the hospital, and they've had some job openings, and they, would like to see if our students are interested. So it's a really great opportunity for them.
And the work-based learning opportunities, those students, are those local areas or facilities that would be placing the students?
But they're normally local, just because that's who we have, in contact with. But if they have, somewhere they would like to go that may be closer to their home, then we could look at that as well.
Gotcha. Now, we do have, you had mentioned some of the certifications that are built into the program. These are excellent opportunities for our high school students.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how that would work.
Okay, so we have, for the medical office administration, you can get your your associate's, your diploma, or a certificate. With a certificate, it consists of about 6 courses, about 18 credit hours, and that is a great opportunity for our high school students. And actually, this upcoming spring, we're going to offer 3 of the 6 courses needed to complete that certificate. So just in that one semester, they can knock out half of their certificate and be on their way to completing that. And we've heard that a lot of the high school students are interested in this program because they may want to be in the medical field but not necessarily hands-on. They may want to be more on the administration side, and completing that certificate is just a great start to finishing the program.
So high school students can enroll for these 3 courses. They will be offered in the spring semester. So it essentially takes 3 semesters to earn the certificate and to complete all of the requirements, correct?
Yes.
Now, high school students, if they are interested in this program or earning their certificates, what do they need to do? Do they need to reach out to their high school advisor or counselor first?
Yeah, they could reach out to them, and then I have been in contact with some of those, giving them information about the program and the certificate, and then they could also reach out to me, and we could, get them registered for their classes.
Now, when a student earns a certificate, what can they do with that?
With the certificate, those 6 courses, they go through the medical terms, they go through the billing and the coding, so they can take that certificate out and add that to their resume. They can go and work in an office, they can go and be a coder. So the certificate is a really good stepping stone up to finishing their degree.
Now, in order to sit for the exam, though, do you have to complete, there are requirements for that, right?
Yes.
There are specific courses that students have to complete before they can sit for the exam. And that exam, it's not administered on our campus, right? It's proctored at different areas.
Yes.
I know we've had students all over the place,
yes.
Trying to find dates and times that work for them to take that. But there are some prerequisites to that.
Yes, we go over the different coding courses, so they take those, and then the last one is that medical coding prep course, and that prepares them to take that exam. And we just spend the whole course just focusing on the questions, the case studies, everything that can be on that exam, and that prepares them to go out and sit for that exam.
The exam sounds like it's pretty detailed.
It is.
Especially if there's a whole course, prepping for the entire semester to sit for it. So so it's great that we're able to offer that course though to the students, so they do feel prepared once they sit down to take it.
Yes, I remember as a student going and taking mine, and we went to Wilmington, and a couple of us rode together to make it a little bit easier if that's possible, but it was really good to pass that and add that credential to my resume.
So as one of our graduates from this program, I take it you feel very strongly that you were prepared and that you learned everything that you needed to know upon graduation, and you decided to go ahead and pursue another degree. So obviously everything that you took here at Southeastern, all of those courses and all the certifications that you built, that was certainly a benefit.
Yes, it has been. I feel like, from having experience in an office to being a substitute teacher, all that combined has really helped me, because like I said, I have a passion for teaching, I have a passion for the medical field, and this is just perfect because it's the perfect mix of both, and it's really all helped prepare me for this program.
It's just the best of both worlds,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is.
Now, students that complete our 2-year degree program, if they, like you, want to further their education, what are some options for them whenever they're looking at 4-year institutions? What are some degree options? Yours is healthcare administration, so obviously that is one option.
Yes, there's a bunch of different options. The healthcare administration, is good if you're looking for more of an administration role. They could go on and get their business administration, because that's very wide, and that gives them a lot of opportunities. They could get with the technology, they can really get a bunch of different degrees to go on and further to add on to what they have so far.
And they can teach.
They can teach.
Now, this semester, you mentioned that you came on board in June, so you kind of came to us right in the middle of everything.
Yes.
It's a different time on campus.
Yes.
So that alone has been challenging. And then you just kind of hit the ground running because there was a lot going on,
Yes.
and still is. So campus and our course offerings may look a little different this semester and next semester.
Right.
For your program, what that means is all of your classes will be offered online as they are this semester, and it will be the same for the spring semester.
Yes. Yeah, they are all online. For some students, that's a really great opportunity if they, have a job or they have other things they have to do where they can't come on campus, then it's all online, and that works well for them. For those students who do still need the face-to-face, we are offering the learning lab hours throughout the week, where our instructors are in there and the students can come in for help on assignments if they just need the one-on-one time instruction, and that's a great opportunity for them to still get the face-to-face with their instructors.
Right. So we have, yes, we've got learning labs. We implemented that model this semester, and so for those that may not know, the computer labs that we have on campus, we have different faculty members that take turns. So we have one that may be designated for English. We've got one that may be designated for math, information systems, that kind of thing. And so it's basically an open computer lab that's staffed by one of these faculty members. But like you said, it's really a great opportunity, because online learning has its challenges, and it may not be the ideal educational environment for all of our students. But our students have been real troopers, and they've been hanging in there because they know that we are doing everything that we can do to still help them meet their educational goals and keep them safe and healthy.
Right.
So the learning labs gives us the opportunity to still be able to reach out to those students, and those students that feel comfortable coming on campus, like you said, they can have that one-on-one time, that face-to-face time. So if they're facing challenges in their courses, or if they've got questions, or if they want to come in and register. It's been great having the faculty in these labs, because I know over the last few weeks, we've started registering for the spring 2021.
Yes.
And so a lot of these advisors have shifts, that they take covering the learning labs. So students have been able to go see them and get registered for the spring semester.
Yes, that's worked out really well. That's one of the new things I have learned is about advising and registering students. I've been able to register a couple so far, and it's really interesting because you get to know them as a person, you get to know about their personal life, and then you also get to learn about their goals and what they'd like to do with the future. So the advising piece has been really interesting so far.
Well, I think it's really great. I mean, you are one of our graduates from this program that you came back to teach in, and I think a lot of students would find that very relatable, because just recently you've been there and done that, so you know exactly what they're going through. You know exactly what kind of challenges or fears or questions they may have, and so I really think that's a real asset and something that you can bring to the table, because you know exactly what these students are going through.
Right. Yes, it's interesting when I meet with students and I tell them, that I am a graduate just a few years ago, and they think, oh wow, she just went through this and everything's fresh, and so it is very great that I was able to graduate and then come back here.
Well, hopefully before long we'll be able to have our students back on campus, because under normal circumstances, whatever that is now, the majority of your classes are on campus, right? I mean, we do have online offerings, but it's not that this is a completely online program. This is situational, so we have moved a lot of our classes to online offerings. So moving forward, I guess we should say, these classes will be offered on campus, so students will have the face-to-face time, because I don't want folks to think that this is just a completely online program. Right.
Yeah, moving forward, we have a good variety of face-to-face and online. They'll still have the online options for some of the courses, but they also have the face-to-face options, because it is great to be able to make that connection with your students, have them in class, see them face-to-face, and hopefully soon we'll be able to get back to that.
Well, I think we're all missing that face-to-face, you know, but I've heard a lot of instructors mention that they really are missing the interaction,
Right.
that they're having with their students. And we do have some students on our campus because there are some programs that they have to meet in the lab. I think it would be rather difficult to teach welding.
Yes.
That would be challenging, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would
So we do have some students on campus, but it will be very nice when everyone's back around.
Yes, it definitely
Campus
will
is
be.
buzzing once again. Now, when you were a student, were you involved in any, or did you compete with Skills USA?
I actually did not compete with that. I heard a lot about it, and it was really interesting competition, but I actually did not compete with
Well,
that.
I know some of that has been put on hold
Yes.
temporarily, but students in your program area, there are several options for them if they would like
Yes.
to compete. I know that we've got memberships on our campus, and a lot of our students have been involved over the years and have done really well.
Oh yes, it's really great to get involved any way you can with the Skills USA or anything that you can, further your education and learn more. That's a great chance for our students.
Now, with medical office administration, if somebody's tuning in today and they're thinking, I think I might be interested in that, are there certain skill sets or interests that prospective students should be aware of?
Right, for the medical office, you definitely, you want to be interested in the medical field. You want to be okay with working in an office, working, on the indoors throughout the day. You do spend a lot of time sitting at a desk, working on computers. You have to have those customer service skills when your patients come in. You have to schedule them for their appointments and go through that process. So definitely the customer service, your people skills, your, just be interested to help people in general to come in and help them with their appointments and go through that process.
And with the office administration, with the customer service track and with the legal track, are there certifications built into those programs as well?
Yes, we have the Microsoft Office certification that is in the office administration and the medical office administration as well. And a lot of employers want you to have that certification because, you work in Microsoft Word a lot, whether, depending on what you're doing, but you need to have that experience. And so we do offer that certification with those programs.
And those are industry recognized
Yes.
certifications.
Yes, they
and
are.
again, all of those certification fees are included with the tuition for the class. So
Right.
Students aren't having to come up with registration fees in the middle of the semester.
Right.
But yeah, again, our industry partners, the advisory board, that's why those relationships are so important, so we can make sure that these students have those certifications whenever they graduate, and it makes them better employees, and
Yes.
it makes them employable.
Yes, the more certifications, the more credentials they can add to their resume will definitely help them in the long run.
Now, the office administration program, sometimes students have questions about when they can start a program.
Right.
I think sometimes folks think that they can only start programs in the fall semester, because
Right.
that kind of kicks off the academic year, but that is not true.
Right.
Anytime throughout the year, whether it's fall semester, spring semester, summer semester, when anyone is interested, there's never a wrong time to come to
That's
us
right.
and apply and enroll.
Yeah, students can start anytime. Most students start in the fall, but if they want to start in the spring, if they want to start in the summer, there is class options for them, throughout those semesters. And like you said, it's always a great time to start your education, and, it doesn't matter when you start, it's always a great choice.
So if anybody is interested in signing up, or if they have questions about these two programs, what should they do?
If they have any questions, they can call me or email me. They can call me at 788-6225, or they can email me at kaitlin.nobles@sccnc.edu, or my office is located in the Cartrip building in room 102.
I always have to stop and think about my extension too, because it's not like we call ourselves, right?
Yes, I had to think about it for a minute.
And you are also manning a learning lab
Yes.
in Cartrip building, so that would be a great opportunity if they wanted to come out and have face-to-face time. But we can also register students. I know advisors have been very creative.
Yes.
We've got virtual appointments. That's an option if folks are comfortable coming on campus. Of course, we are being very, very safe,
Yes.
practicing social distancing and wearing our mask because we want everybody to stay happy and healthy. But that is also an option. Collaborate, I think, has been used a lot. So, however, and wherever we can meet the student. I think we even had an advisor run out in the parking lot. The student,
Really?
yeah, the student was in the parking lot and did not feel comfortable coming inside. So she just ran outside. She was like, "I'll be there in a second." Took a Chromebook with her,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and still was able to register her right on site. So we are doing everything that we can do to meet the students wherever they are, to continue to help them to reach their educational goals. So thanks for being here, Kaitlin.
Thank you so much for
And
having me.
I'm so glad that I love it when we hire our graduates. I think that's just the best advertisement.
Yes,
I
that
really do. So I'm really glad you're here, and you're my neighbor over in Carteret.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool too. So thanks for telling us all about these two programs. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me today.
All right, so there you have it. Medical Office Administration and Office Administration, two great programs that we have to offer here. Certifications galore. If you're interested in either of these programs, Kaitlin has shared her contact information, and of course you can find a lot of resources on our website, and that is www.sccnc.edu. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. You make sure you stop by again soon so you can see how we continue to succeed together here at Southeastern Community College.